We often think that working from dawn till dusk and sleeping on the computer desk or the lab bench is what it is needed. Because hey, that's what a good scientist does, right? We enter the PhD with some misconceptions, and usually it takes us a couple of years until we realize how misguided they are. Sometimes we wish we had a time machine to be less oblivious at the start of this journey. And so today I will share with you 5 concepts that I wish that I knew at the start of my PhD. The first concept, the Pancake Anomaly. Imagine the excitement of Sunday brunch. It's pancake time, yay! Delicious and simple, right? Well, except for the first one, that is. In my case, it is always a disaster. Either too burnt or too raw. But hold on, next ones are pure perfection. Now, let's relate this to our PhDs. Just like the first pancake, first attempt at anything in our research journey is often a letdown. Whether it's the initial draft of a paper or the first run of an experiment, it rarely hits the mark. Back in the early days of my PhD, I used to believe that meticulous planning will save me from this first failure. Then I came across this quote which said that sometimes perfection is the enemy of good. It took a while to sink in, but over time I realized that even with a perfect plan, there are certain things that you will only learn once you do the actual thing that you're supposed to do. And from this day onwards, this realization has worked on me in 2 ways. First of all, I am faster. This idea is further explained in the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. I made a video about it if you are interested, so it's somewhere here, the link. Anyway, in short, we often replace doing the actual thing with planning for the thing. And this is because planning gives a false feeling that we're actually doing something towards our goal. But in reality, this is our fear of failure giving us an excuse to postpone. Secondly, I am less stressed. Reminding myself that even the greatest scientists have faced setbacks has been a game changer. No one has it all figured out all the time. If you need some convincing, dive into the biographies of successful scientists. Here are 2 of my suggestions if you're curious. Remember, sometimes perfection is the enemy of good. The second concept, the work hard fallacy. Burning the midnight oil and clocking in 14-hour days does not guarantee success. The myth we need to debunk. This mentality takes a huge toll on our mental health, which, by the way, is a prevalent issue in academia which we often sweep under the rug. For example, in the survey, it was reported that over 60% of the individuals interviewed struggled with a mental health issue. And let me tell you, this inevitably affects the quality of your work and your life in general. In addition, let's talk about the effect of working too much has on our sleep. So first things first. Sleep is not a luxury but a necessity. Your brain needs to recharge after a day's worth of work. And it is not laziness if you prioritize 8 to 9 hours of sleep every day. Sure, there might be outliers who claim that they only need 4 to 5 hours of sleep. But trust me, they are a minority. If you think that you belong to this category, ask yourself this one question. On non-working days, how long do I sleep? If the answer is not 4 to 5 hours of sleep, then you might need more rest than you think. Remember, quality work is directly linked with quality sleep. With this regard, let me share a personal story from my first year of my PhD. There was one particular month where really I felt that there aren't enough hours in the day. I had way too many deadlines. I needed to submit my first grant application. My PhD proposal was due. I had my first neuroscience exam. And on top of all of this, I was also supervising a master's student. I was barely sleeping 5 hours a day, and I was really fueled with adrenaline and coffee. At the end of this month, literally my hands were shaking. Luckily, I managed to get everything done. And after this month was over, I slept for days. But needless to say, my brain wasn't as sharp as it should have been. And I shouldn't have pushed my body to that extent. Work shouldn't make you feel like shit. After that experience, I made a promise to myself that no more this will happen. At the end of the day, a PhD is a marathon, not a sprint. Don't get me wrong, there will be times where you need to push harder. But if that extends beyond a week, make sure that you are truly considering what you can postpone or let go. Concept number 3, quality versus quantity paradigm. The quality versus quantity paradigm is all about finding the right balance. There's a time to focus on quantity and a time to shift gears and focus on quality. I like to view it as a skill building journey. Initially, dive into the quantity tasks, that is, the hands-on manual tasks that do not require extensive brain power. However, they do require a lot of practice. By immersing yourself in these tasks, you sharpen your skill set and prepare yourself for the quality phase. The quality phase is where you become an artist and a manager. This is when your brain kicks into a higher gear, such as getting ideas from literature, writing a manuscript, and analyzing your data. This quality time is intense, focused, and crucial in achieving your goals. However, you cannot achieve this stage unless you go through the quantity stage, or at least it will take you much longer to achieve. I delve deeper into this concept in this video over here, where there's a link if you're interested. However, understanding when to shift gear is key. Remember, quality should always guide you, because if you're not going in the right direction, then it's useless to go fast. Concept number 4, the luck fluctuation. While we can optimize our workflows and navigate our course strategically, luck remains a significant player in the game of being a scientist. One can do a lot of research and ask the right questions in interviews. However, luck dips its finger when choosing an advisor, lab or department, and even project. Even Ben Barres, a pioneer in glial biology, has attributed much of his success to luck. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not suggesting that you drop everything and wait for luck to strike. Instead, consider it as fuel to keep pushing forward. There will be moments where you would have invested a lot of time and effort, and it will feel like you're getting nothing in return, while others around you seemingly achieve more with less work. In these times, remind yourself that only doing your best is within your control. For example, to tip the scales in your favor, you can seek guidance on finding a lab that fits you. Ben Barres has shared valuable tips on how to find an advisor that fits you in an article. I'll put the link in the description. And when it comes to experiments, strike a balance between quality and quantity, what we've discussed in the concept before. The important thing is to focus on the aspects that you can control, and otherwise let luck do its thing. Concept number 5, the side project paradox. As you go through your PhD, you will find that with only 24 hours in a day, the choices on what to spend your time on become crucial. In my experience, the limiting factor is not a shortage of ideas, but a constraint of time. Amidst the multitude of questions that will pop up in your head during this time, I challenge you to embrace only the ones that truly challenge you and ignite your curiosity. As you progress in your PhD, intriguing observations will be made, which might go off at a tangent from your current project. When you encounter this, you will come at a crossroads, and you will only be able to pursue this if you have time. Personally, I find that these side projects born from genuine curiosity often hold the most value in your scientific life. Looking back, I wish I had said no more often to less interesting side projects, leaving more space for these baby side projects. It is about prioritizing the questions that truly spark your passion and learning to say no to the tempting distractions along the way. Well, as you can see, being a scientist requires a lot of skills. If you are not sure where to start, I recommend you to check out this video where I go over 5 key insights to help you obtain your PhD. And with this, take care and good luck.